For me, being Mattis and a DeHart, and that's my name, is James Mattis DeHart. So I'm named after my grandfather, Jim Mattis. So yeah, there was definitely an expectation, and it was difficult at times. You know, there was a higher expectation of what I was supposed to do, how I was supposed to behave, and then when I became a teacher, that really hit home because they were very well known in this district. I mean, everybody I interviewed with knew my parents, knew my grandfather. And I actually kind of came to a head with that my first year because I really wanted to make an impact and change the students' lives and help them. And it kind of came to a head where I was just telling somebody, you know, it's really hard being Cindy DeHart's son. It's really hard being Jim Mattis's grandson at times because I feel like I'm never going to meet the expectation. And it was actually Cindy Crouch, the assistant principal at the school I was teaching at. She is, oh my word, she was just a saving grace for me so many times. And she looked me in the eyes and said, I don't see you as Cindy DeHart's son. I see you as Matt DeHart, the educator. And that was the first time someone had really said that. And then I realized I was taking it the wrong way completely. I was 100% not looking at it the right way, and that I needed to see it not as a burden, but as a blessing. And it is a blessing to be a part of a lineage of educational excellence. It is a blessing to be a part of a lineage that has impacted so many lives. It's a blessing because I get to now do the same thing. So trips are happening, and things are going really well. We're starting around mid-January, so we really take off to the sprint to the finish to get every group of students an opportunity that's not only just a chance for them to experience something, but something tailored to them. So what we're able to do is not only provide like, oh, we're going to take you to rock climb or see a game you've never seen before, but we actually took students to tour schools that would interest them for high school. We took some students to the governor's school for agriculture that would interest our students because we came from a rural town. And so we had a chance to give them those opportunities, and things are flowing really well. And so I know as a part of our mission, the next portion is a summer trip.
The thought of flying somewhere with possibly 25 kids and an adult, meaning like 30, 40 people, seemed kind of crazy. But I was all for it. I was very excited.
The students are excited. They know that a part of our mission is to take them on the trips, but then take them on the big trip in the summer. And how we really marketed it was, it's not just an opportunity for you to experience life or a new chance. It's a business trip, and that's how we market that summer trip. But I knew that was coming, and so yeah, that was going to be the next step. The next step is to meet with our board and plan out what a summer Teach from DeHart trip looks like in the span of 2 months. Hey guys, Matt DeHart here with the Teach from DeHart Academy, and I am super stoked to talk about our new partnership with the Jet Guys. Brad Searles and his team at the Jet Guys have partnered with our academy to push forward our mission to provide revolutionary educational opportunities, not only for the students at the Teach from DeHart Academy, but also for the adults in Arnold, Pennsylvania. When you book with the Jet Guys, you help push forward our mission of creating opportunities, developing goals, and changing lives.
Sure. So the first board meeting, I think we're all coming in a little bit nervous.
Our first board meeting, was at a conference room at Bob Jones. We had dinner first, and then followed it with the meeting after. And it was a little bit.
Yeah, that was a hot mess. That was a hot mess, and it was nobody's fault but my own.
I was a little bit nervous, felt a little bit awkward because I wasn't sure what, and like hesitant. There was like a hesitancy, at least for me, of I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to, anticipate from, this meeting. I hadn't really met the other people before. And I know Matt was extremely nervous. I know that I remember that there was some issues with the flow of the meeting and the parliamentary procedures, and it was all very new.
I'm telling you, when I tell you guys that I had no idea what I was doing, I genuinely didn't, but I surrounded myself with people who did and were very gracious.
We had this really nice dinner. We probably felt like kids playing dress up, I think, and kind of like, we know this is a big deal, but we don't know exactly what's going on. And so I came in, I'm literally Googling, how do you take notes for a foundation meeting? And
that first board meeting, I tried to study Robert's Rules of Order. I did not get it down. So I was always being reminded, you got to ask for this motion, or you got to get a second. Okay, now we can move on to the next thing.
Then I could tell Matt, as much as he is charismatic and a leader and all those things, he for sure had some questions. And so thankfully had some experienced members of other boards and things like that could say, all right, we need to take a motion here, or let's close in getting a vote or whatever. But it kind of was a little bit crazy, a little bit unorganized maybe on all of our parts.
It was definitely interesting, but it was cool because the biggest mission of it was to talk about what we've been able to do so far, which was take those students on those trips, and then talk about the planning of the first foundation trip, summer trip.
The nerves were there, the unorganization might have been there, but it did feel special, and it did feel like something amazing is going to come out of this, and it felt like being on the ground floor of something big, and that's exactly what it was. So
everyone was there with a heart to want to help and a heart to really want to see this succeed. So that was really encouraging and really cool to see that, no one was there with their own agenda.
We listed off some places. We had students actually write essays on what locations they thought was best. And then we narrowed it down based on the student's essay. So I actually graded them. It was a part of a graded project. I said, here are our options, right? We've got our options to go to these 3 places. And we kind of discussed the breakdown of the pricing, of the opportunity. Remember, this is all during COVID. So this is a taboo idea to go out, travel with students in the midst of COVID. It was super taboo at that point. And we came down to really the best place to go was Atlanta, Georgia.
My initial thoughts was I thought it'd be great. We landed on going to Atlanta because there was lots of things we could do that just required masking, which was great, and a lot of things we could do outside, which were also really great.
And then I had the chance to break it down for the students and tell them we were going to travel, we were going to fly, and almost every single student on that group, this is their first time seeing an airport, not just flying, but seeing an airport, and I got a chance to tell them and announce to them in class, we're gonna fly to Atlanta, Georgia. I've been giving y'all hints, man, all day. I mean, it's been right in front of you the entire day. The cityscape, it's not New York. The cityscape, a location. I even had a school on there. So this summer, we're going to fly to Atlanta, Georgia. Good job, Kaylin. Kaylin, We are going to be flying.
We at the Teach from DeHart Academy are so excited about our partnership with ClearTouch Interactive. From the fun displays to the opportunities for games and teachers getting a chance to turn it over to students. Students can come up and teach just like Mr. DeHart using the ClearTouch Interactive opportunities. I can also present from my board over to their Chromebooks so they are able to follow along and keep track. You can have students duel it out with 20 points of touch throughout the ClearTouch board, as well as solve problems and grow as an academic. We are so excited to be partnering with ClearTouch at Teach from DeHart.
It was just so fun. I mean, the idea, the mission behind it, the passion behind, I don't know how many of those kids have never been on an airplane, had never been outside of their city limits. And then we're going to take them to Atlanta to experience the city, to experience a lot of cool things.
The opportunity to obviously travel, see the city of Atlanta is big, see some of the sights. So you want to do sightseeing as well. But you want to put into practice what we're doing. So as a part of the trip, I said, we're going to have a fancy dinner where we're guys in ties, girls in nice clothes. Like, we're going DeHart Wednesday style to the max. Suits, ties, dresses, dress pants, whatever it is, we're going hardcore DeHart style.
The energy was just really contagious. The best part of that trip was watching the children. Not only as students interacting with their teacher, but also demonstrating the skills that they had previously learned in the classroom. So this wasn't just hop on a plane and go sightseeing. This was a time for them to practice the skills that they had been taught in the classroom, which was really impressive to watch.
And this was where we started to get a chance to put things in practice. So wherever we went, students were expected to engage in conversation with a tour guide or with the person that helps us get inside the location, the person that greets us at the door. You're expected to engage with them, have conversation.
The kids in general really showed out as far as the teaching and stuff that they were learning at home and from Matt's classroom. They were very calm. They listened to instruction. They were still kids. They had a fun time. They got rowdy sometimes, but never in a disrespectful way to the place we were staying, to the museums, or anything that we went to. They were all very respectful.
And so they did treat it like a business trip. They were like business professionals. I would walk up to a group with a tour guide and the students are standing there saying, well, can you explain to me this section? Why is that important? Or where are you from? Oh, really? Why did you come to this area? What brought you to Atlanta? I was just shocked and awe of what these students were doing. The adults, the chaperones, were shocked.
When we were in Atlanta, and I'm almost sure this was Matt's favorite part, we got to visit the DeHart Academy, and it was amazing for the kids to see it, because that's a big inspiration for Matt. It was amazing for the kids to see it because they're like, oh, this is a whole school of people similar to how Matt teaches. This is the stuff he describes to us. This is the dragon and all of this crazy stuff that they do. Matt somehow integrated that into his classroom, and they were very, very excited to see it, and the parents were very excited as well.
So we come back from Atlanta, and the trip is over. And I'm crying, the kids are crying, adults are crying, and we get stopped by the flight attendant. And she talks about how impressed she was by the students. And she tells them how that they were going to be something in life with those skills and those manners and what they had displayed. And the tears just flow even more. She's crying. Everybody's crying. And it's hard to walk away from, but I knew that we had done our job. We had executed what we needed to execute. And so the Teach from DeHart Foundation's first year was a success. what is crazy, like looking back at it, is that I had no idea what was about to happen next. And I'm going to be honest with you, I wasn't prepared for it. What happens next changes everything.
Yes, so I believe it was the night before. Yes, because our good friend Cameron McKennedy was at our home because he was staying with us because we were getting up very, very early. And I don't know if he posted about it or something, or he was just saying, I think he was posting because he was just saying that, like, we're going to Atlanta tomorrow, like, get ready, like, we're excited because we kept up to date, obviously, the parents that didn't go on the trip, but also recorded a lot of memories for the kids to have. And I think it was Kim Bearden that messaged him and asked if we wanted to tour the school. And in the archives, there is a video of Matt freaking out about this. And I'm about to show you.
She just messaged me on Facebook and said, oh. Oh my
Wait,
God.
what happened?
She said, so Matt, want to bring your kids on a tour of RCA while you're in Atlanta? With a smiley face?